All right, Praise and Worship Gear Forumites. We're sitting here with Matt Podesla. If you're not familiar with Matt Podesla, he's played with a bunch of guys, most notably Chris Tomlin and Matt Redman. And I thought you guys would appreciate it if he could give you a little bit of insight into how he got where he is and why he's there and what he's doing with it. So, Matt, I want to ask you a very generic question. When did you first become interested in playing guitar?
First interested in playing guitar, 16 years old.
That's actually kind of late.
Yeah, I guess it is. I played trumpet forever up to that point. Pretty random, huh?
Yeah.
16. The guitar became cool when I was 16.
And what was your first guitar and amplifier?
Oh man, it was a Mexican Strat, and my first amp was.
Don't bounce around too much.
My first amp was one of those Fender, I think a DSP,
Oh yeah, solid state amplifier.
Yeah, it was with flange in it and everything.
So what was your first boutique item? When were your eyes open to boutique?
Well, boutique world. I mean, no, I bought an orange amp in college, but then I sold that, and this is hilarious. Sold that to buy a Bad Cat, and I actually owned the Black Cat for 6 months.
And you've been playing how long at that time?
That was because I was like 21. So
yeah.
5 years. And yeah, I think, because of James Duke, I'll just admit it, James had a matchless, so I was like, oh, I need to get the vintage matchless. So I sold the Bad Cat to buy the matchless, and then years later, here I am using Bad Cats again.
Yeah, it all comes back. It all comes back around. So, did you ever imagine that, you would be playing on stages in front of thousands of people? Was there a little bit inside you that kind of you were hoping one day that would happen? Do you feel like God wired you for that?
Oh no, I thought I was going to be an NBA player, basketball player. So I was just playing guitar for just to be loud and to have fun. I never thought I thought I was going to be in the NBA or be a baseball player.
Oh wow!
And that obviously did not work out. So,
but the other thing did. So, I know that being out on the road with these guys, you guys probably have some really life-changing experiences that you have, especially when you're touring other countries. Oh, yeah. Can you briefly just tell me of one experience that was really life-changing for you?
Oh man, yeah, been really blessed to see God move in a lot of crazy ways. But I would say this last year I got to go to Uganda on a passion tour, and I had never been to a country like that where people have nothing, and it was, just to be able to go to the event, the passion event was the biggest deal for them, and it's just pretty crazy.
People walk for days to get there, right?
Yeah, and it's I think it worked out. I can't remember the exact money, but to make it affordable, but to cover some of the costs, it's maybe $1. And to attend, and that was the hardest thing. And Passion made a way for many people to go who couldn't afford it. So it was just, I think they said something 40,000 people came.
And I heard those people can worship like nobody else.
Yeah, Daniel Carson told me to be ready for it, and I was not.
It's so loud you can't hear yourself, right?
Yeah, that was one of the most special nights ever had. And at the end we were both backline gear is not the best in Central Africa.
Yeah.
I think Daniel. I used a Mesa dual rectifier, and Daniel used, I think, a Roland jazz chorus. And it didn't matter because Daniel still sounded amazing with the Roland jazz chorus. And
don't say that. No.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, the Holy Spirit showed up, and it didn't matter. But yes, watching all those people. Worship was just the most life-changing thing.
So getting into that, and after seeing some people worship really sincerely like that, because they have nothing but Jesus, and then coming back to the Western church, when you're out on tour like this, and I know you encounter a lot of churches where there's a lot of kind of micromanaging, they're very structured in the way they do their services. What goes on in your relationship with the Lord that keeps you from getting jaded or burned out or just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone struggles with all that stuff all the time, and it's a constant battle. But then you just gotta take a step back, and I don't know. I always try to look out at the congregation in the morning, and you see, at least the church I'm at right now. I live in Atlanta, and I go to Passion City Church, and every week we have you see really crazy life change with people who attend, and so yeah, I just really like whenever I'm leading, I just really try to look out and see what's going on. God, like watching people worship, that no matter what annoying things are happening, because people are people. They're always going to let you down.
Yeah.
Like when politics are, and the behind the scenes stuff, it's not always going to go your way. But then when you look out and see people worshiping, and that's what it's all about. And I mean, I always attend even if I'm not playing, and just kind of being around the church family is really, really life changing for me. I just try to keep that in perspective all the time.
That's cool, man. So let's talk about gear a little bit. It's kind of cool how you and I met. I had sold an amplifier to a guy that did audio video or something for your church.
Yeah.
I forget what his name was.
Danny.
Danny, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And he and I have actually, I forgot his name, but we text back and forth all the time, He's just that guy that just recently went through a bunch of stuff, and just really encouraged him through all that. And so our relationship, kind of went more that way than talking about gear, just more talking about life. But he introduced me to you and to Daniel Carson, and Bad Cat just really stepped up, and offered to, they don't give amplifiers to any A-list artists. The A-list artists pay for their amplifiers. They might loan them to them sometimes, but they pay for them if they want them. And they really stepped up for you guys. They understood that you're out there for a different reason. You're not out there for yourself. You're ultimately out there for Jesus Christ, and you guys are out to change lives with your music, not just glorify your egos. And so what's it been like being able to have this dream amplifier company come along and say, oh, we were going to let you design your own amp?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because you're always looking for the amp that does everything, and John, is letting me just design my Frankenstein amp that has everything I want in it. So it's pretty awesome, a combination of amps. Because John sent Daniel and I the Wildcat and the Cool Cat, and I love both those amps. I think they're both amazing.
But you like the 12X7 Cool Cat, but you fell in love with the EF86 channel of the Wildcat. Yeah. So they're going to marry them together for you.
Yeah. So it's going to be a combination of both. Yeah. So
the Franken Cat is what we'll call it.
yeah. We'll see what we call it, but I'm really excited about it. They're both just awesome amps.
Yeah. And so explain there's amps that inspire you. How did it inspire? Did it inspire you to create?
Yeah, the Cool Cat has so much clean headroom, and I know a lot of my stuff, sometimes if an amp doesn't have a lot of headroom, it just gets all muddy and sounds like junk. And so that's always how I can immediately tell if I'm going to be happy playing something. And that one, everything just was so clean, but still had all the attack and all the girth behind it. And the Wildcat is more just straight in your face. It's so rock and roll. So
yeah, everybody loves the Wildcat, man.
Yeah. So to me, both of them it's awesome that I can combine them both.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the praise and worship world, everybody's moving to EL34s. You and Daniel are doing that. Obviously the Luca and the Stella, James Duke and Jeff Kunde's amplifiers, Michael Gunger's going that way. It just seems like everybody is loving that fuller, more robust tube, and they're discovering that Bad Cat's amplifiers, they actually sound very hi-fi with that EL34 instead of falling into that matchless territory,
Yeah.
And it's basically, it is the new sound of praise and worship. I mean, when everybody puts out their next album, EL84s won't be on there, It's going to be all EL34 stuff. So it's exciting that we're, it seems like praise and worship can get stuck in ruts really easy, that everybody's sounding like The Edge for 15 years, and it's nice to see things really progressing out of that, and really progressive guys like, what John Mark McMillan and Michael Gunger are doing that are very outside of the box, that's becoming more, acceptable, and, worship's getting a little Mumford, which is cool. It should be reflective of the culture, so that if someone who's not a Christian walks in church, that's in that demographic where most people get saved, before the age of 22, they're going to be young people, right? The music shouldn't freak them out because it's dated from 15 years ago.
That's true.
But you guys, it's awesome what you're doing, the ministry that you're involved in. And lastly, if there's just like one piece of advice that you could offer to the kid that's or adult that is playing worship on a local worship team, what would it be?
I would just, biggest thing I'm always learning to just be content where you're at and serve. Continue to serve where you're at. Don't just try to get to the next thing. God has you there for a reason, so just wholeheartedly serve there and, work as hard as you can in the environment you're in. I know for all the other guys, that's kind of how everyone's kind of fallen into the position they have, and none of the other guys I know have really tried to go get or go after anything. It's just kind of serve where they're at and work really hard, and God just kind of paved the way for everybody. So.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your experience and wisdom and hopefully ministering to a few hearts. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Donnie.
Bye-bye.